Welcome to this episode of Mastering the Art of Facebook Groups. So today's episode is geared towards how your members enter your Facebook group. Now, if you're like me, you're members of multiple Facebook groups. I can count that I am a member of over 560 Facebook groups. And that is because I've been in Facebook groups for the last 10 years. So that means that chances are your members are also members of other Facebook groups. But how do we make our Facebook group stand out? How do we make our Facebook group one of those 10 pinned favorite groups? Right? Those groups that defy the algorithm, those groups that people actively say, I want to pin this group to the top and I want to check in with this group every single day. It all comes down to that beginning, that first impression of entering your Facebook group, right? So we start with the outside of your group, okay? The outside of your group is really, your other social media platforms. It can be your Instagram, it can be your Facebook page, it can be your YouTube, your blog, Pinterest, LinkedIn. It can be all of those things. That is where your first impression is, right? That's where people find you. Those are the search engines, the hashtags, where do you find in other people's groups? Where do you find someone that's a Facebook group strategist, right? That's that first impression. Okay, they have a group. Awesome. Now, inviting to your Facebook group is really the easiest sale you're going to do. People have no problem joining Facebook groups because they have no problem leaving them. All right, well, most people don't leave them. They just fall down the feed, but they can leave them, and that's why people have no problem joining them, because there's no commitment, really. It's like, let me see what this group is all about, and let me see if it's worth staying, right? So in order for you to check that box and say, yes, this member wants to stay, you have to have a really great welcoming committee, right? Now, what if it's just you? My Facebook group for 10 years has literally just been me, okay? So I'm talking to those of you who do not have a team, who do not have a community manager yet. I'm talking to those of you who are building your group so that it becomes a group where you need a community manager or a VA or someone to help you with those comments and likes and just to keep on track of your system. Most people are not there yet. And honestly, most people put the cart before the horse. You will not need that for a very long time, okay? So how do we get people from going from the outside, those billboards, those first impressions, to coming into our group and getting them to stay in our group? And I like to call that the red carpet welcome, okay? There are a few things that you can do to create that red carpet welcome, and they're very easy to do, and most people don't do it, okay? I know I say okay a lot, but most people don't do it. And this is how this is going to help you in standing out from other Facebook groups, of standing out from the crowd, right? You are going to be the exception. So first of all, we want to talk about, we've already talked about the billboards, that outside, that first impression. Now, what happens when they get to your front door? Your front door are those 3 questions that you ask people before they enter. Now, I have so many people wasting that beautiful real estate, those beautiful questions, and just giving, having people just give a yes or a no. You will stand out if you make the time and create those questions intentionally. All right. I have a lot of training on what kind of questions to ask, how to ask them, how to use them for market research. But I want to start by saying that those questions are way more important than you think they are. And yes, I'm going to say I'm not a big fan of having people enter their email address in those questions. And here's why. It has everything to do with that red carpet welcome. If someone adds their email address into one of those questions, what happens? Great, I'm going to get your free newsletter. I'm going to get your freebie, your free PDF. Awesome. When am I going to get that? Am I going to get that instantly? No, because you're hacking the system. This is not like your email marketing system where you have the opt-in that says, hey, do you want my free PDF? Do you want my newsletter? Do you want my freebie right here and now? Yes, I do. Put my email address here. I get it instantly. I remember who you are. I go through that product or that PDF or whatever that freebie is, and I go, oh my gosh, I totally love this person. But if you're doing that for your Facebook group, that's great. You get an email address. But what happens? 3 days later or a day and a half later, you enter their email address in your email marketing system. They are sent an email. Who is this person? I don't even know who this person is. I can tell you over and over and over and over and over. I join lots of Facebook groups for many reasons, and I do put my email address in because I want to see what happens. And here's what happens. These emails show up in my inbox, God knows how many days later. I have no idea who these people are. I have no idea why I'm receiving this email. So what do? I unsubscribe. So great, you have an email address, but your unsubscribes are so much higher. There are many other ways to capture their email address, and I'm a huge fan of making sure that your email addresses match the number of members of your Facebook group. And I have a whole lot of training regarding that as well, but I am a huge fan of not using that box to collect email addresses because you are not going to get the welcome, or your members are not going to get the welcome that they deserve. Use those 3 questions wisely. All right, so they've entered that front door. They've answered those questions. If they've answered those questions and they're a good fit, then you're going to bring them into your group. If they're not a good fit, guys, it's okay to hit decline. If they don't answer the questions, it's okay to hit decline. I am a huge fan of that, and that may not be a popular answer. You may have everybody in your group, but guess what? I will tell you, quality over quantity any day works every time. It becomes so much easier to sell in your group. It becomes so much easier to build relationships in your groups when you have the right people in your group, and it all starts there. All right, enough about the front door, enough about the questions. How do we create that welcome experience in our group, that red carpet experience? Now that our member is joining our group, you've accepted their answers, you've accepted them into the group. What are they going to do? They're going to scroll down. They're going to see what this group is like. What is this group like? Is it a bunch of tips with no comments or likes? Very likely. Is it crickets? Very likely. It's okay. We got to start somewhere, right? Are there engaging conversations in your group? If there are, chances are your members are going to stay and click and click and click and see what's going on. All right, so you really, really, really want to focus on conversations, right? That is, again, a whole nother training that I have. But I'm talking about when they walk in your group, what do they see? Well, they could see a pinned announcement. That's what that's what those pinned announcements are for. And you want to make sure that that pinned announcement is a really great first impression. Hey guys, I'm so happy to have you here in this group, right? Maybe you haven't had a chance to actually welcome them to your group. Maybe you welcome people into your group once a week. I just recently started doing that. I was not a big fan of welcome messages or welcome posts because it was just white noise, guys. But I have a strategy that I started to use that I absolutely love. And I actually learned it from one of my own Facebook group members who started to do this. So that first impression, that announcement pin has to be very welcoming. It has to be conversational. It has to have personality. So put your personality in there. It is not a business structure page. Facebook groups, you guys, need I remind you that they are communities. They are people coming together, like-minded people coming together in a community, so that announcement pin needs to be welcoming and needs to have your personality in there. Here is your opportunity to capture an email address. If you're not using an opt-in, if someone did not opt in to find your group, so they're already on your email address, here is your first opportunity to capture your email address the right way, where they're going to get exactly what they want instantly. And that is, put your freebie there. Give them an option to get to know you more. Give them an option to scroll through here and find some things. You know, maybe make it an Easter egg hunt. Oh, I like that. I just made that up. I think I might try and do that. Make it an Easter egg hunt. I'm going to do that. There you go. Free tip, guys. In your welcome announcement, make it welcoming, make it human. Give them an opportunity to opt in the right way so that they remember who exactly invited them to that email. Right? You want to make sure that they're going to open your emails. There's one thing about having an email list, and there's another thing about people opening your emails. Okay, so this is a whole system, right? You use your email system wisely with your Facebook group. So your welcome post is welcoming, it's inviting, it gives personality, make it fun, so that people want to spend time in there, want to spend time in the community. Okay, so then the very last step when it comes to your red carpet welcome, and this is the thing that sets you outside above the rest. Okay, when you're going to go create that welcome post for people, if you do, awesome. If you don't, awesome. It doesn't matter, guys. It's okay to do it either way. For so long, I didn't do a welcome post. It's okay to not do a welcome post. If you do decide to do a welcome post, I like to do it once a week because I can keep track of it, and I can keep track of the fact that I've missed anybody. But what I want you to do is, before you post that welcome post, here's a really good tip, guys. I want you to click on their name, and I want you to send them a really quick message. And here's that message I want you to send them. I don't want you to send them a whole bunch of links. I don't want you to send them a link that says, here's my upcoming. I get these all the time. And guess what? They go in my other inbox and they stay in my other inbox. I don't respond to them. What I want you to do is I want you to send a message, and I just want you to simply say hello and welcome them to the group, and name the group. Make sure you put the name of the group so they remember. They could say, okay, this person messaged me. This is the group that I just joined. Maybe they just joined 3 groups. The group that I just joined, and give them the day of the week. Happy Friday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday. So that it absolutely personalizes the fact that you're sending this message to them. Hey, Sherry, happy Tuesday. I just wanted to welcome you to Mastering the Art of Groups, or my Facebook group is called Facebook Group Success. I just wanted to welcome you to Facebook Group Success, and I wanted to wish you a wonderful Friday. I forget what day I just said, but anyways, that's it. And I guarantee you the majority of the people that will get that post will respond, because Facebook knows that you already have an initial relationship. If you were to just send a random person a message, it's going to go in their other box. You're not going to see it. If someone joins your group and you click on their name inside your group and send them a message, most likely, yes, it's going to go to the other box, but most likely Facebook is going to give them a notification that they do have a message there. All right, so just make it simple. There's zero intention involved in that message, only to simply welcome them and say hello and wish them a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, whatever it is for you. I guarantee half of those people will respond, and thank you for that, because it goes above and beyond. And how long does it take to write 1 or 2 sentences? Let me tell you, It's okay to copy and paste, make sure to change their name, and keep the day. It's very personal, and throw some emojis in there. So what's going to happen is that they're going to get that message either that day or another day or 5 days from now, and they're going to go, oh, Facebook group success. Okay, let me go check out that group again. I forgot about that group. Go back in there, and they see the group. Now, if you are one to do a welcome post, after you send those welcome messages, create that welcome post, make it personal, make it personable, make it fun, okay? That is the only way that a welcome post is going to work, I think, is making it fun. Because, you know, when you are tagged in a welcome post and it says, give me your story, 99% of people are not going to post their stories. If you're in a group that, if you're one of those people that likes to post their stories, great. But I'm telling you that most people do not. So make yourself stand out differently. Remember, this is that red carpet treatment. You're gonna be exceptional when it comes to this welcome post. Yes, you can give them your opt-in on the welcome post. Here's my freebie, make sure to check it out, but also make that welcome post fun. Give them a fun call to action. It doesn't need to be their life story, like pizza or French fries. It can literally be. And guess what happens? People find that engaging. People find that outside the box, and they're very much more likely, I don't know if that made any sense, they are more likely to comment on a post like that than they are to give their life story. All right, that is my welcoming red carpet treatment for you guys, that strategy that you can go out and use today. And what I want you to do is, when you use that strategy, or you've heard this podcast or this episode and you go, oh my gosh, these are amazing, go to my Facebook group, Facebook Group Success, and make sure that you say that you found that group through this podcast so that I will accept you into the group. Because if you don't answer that, I won't accept you into the group. And make sure to share this episode, and make sure to share your takeaways and what you've learned and how it's worked for you in the Facebook group, because I want to see it. All right, guys, if you are not already subscribed to this podcast, or you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. And I would love reviews. You guys have made my life just so much richer by sharing your reviews of this podcast, and just sharing that you're binge listening to it and that you find it valuable. And please share it with your friends, anyone that has a Facebook group, anyone that's thinking about starting a Facebook group. Please share this podcast, this episode, with your friends. And I am forever grateful. And I am so thankful that you joined me today.